Hey, it's Empress Rose, and welcome to our collective reading. So as I was preparing for this reading, I had a very strong vision of this card. So I don't have this deck on on the table, but this card was really important. It was interesting too because I just kept seeing these pyramids, and I thought, oh, this deck has a lot of pyramids, and it doesn't actually. I just was seeing pyramids. So another pyramid here. This is the yes card that we got last time. So it was sort of what I was seeing was kind of a combination of these two cards. As you can see, the pyramid form was very prominent. And in the vision, there was this light that was coming up through the top of the pyramid. And it was an incredibly stable structure. But there was also this like spiritual connection that it was coming up to. So the pyramid is just being so stable and so literally grounded. And then also being sort of a lightning rod or a channel for that. So it was a really cool little vision. And this is the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So something that you're ready for. I don't know. You've been training for this for lifetimes implies that it's now is the time that this will be going on, and it is a fated time. It was meant to happen here. It's divine timing. But also you've been training for this for lifetimes just reminds me of that feeling of like, wow, I've been putting a lot of work towards something and nothing's happening. And it doesn't really say that anything's happening. It just says, yeah, you've been working towards something. But with this just say yes card, it seems like there's some positive movement. And again, with the 3 here, there's like fated movement, right? Like the fates or what's the Norwegian word for that? The Norns or something like that. The 3 fates. Yeah. So, and then I wanted to switch this out, and I thought as I was doing that after sort of the meditation, the vision, I heard we're going on an adventure. So, all right, and now we're going to start with the moonology here. All right. Work through your fears. This is fascinating because there's been a lot about fear that's come up in readings already today. So work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. So something unknown. And of course we fear the unknown. We don't know what's in the dark. We're not necessarily afraid of the dark. We're afraid of what's in the dark that we can't see or prepare for or know about. So there's a defensiveness here, which makes a lot of sense. It's incredibly logical because if you don't know, then you don't know whether something's going to be fabulous and wonderful or a little bit frightening and scary. It reminds me of, a first date. You don't know, like, is this person going to be psycho? Are they going to kill me? Or is this going to be the love of my life? We don't know, right? So working through your fears, I think it's just like, honestly seeing, I think there's like some logical fears here. I think that that's important to acknowledge that, not everything does go perfectly all the time. So really looking at exactly what they are, very clearly what they are. And I don't think you need to come up with any solutions about that or any contingency plans, just being aware of your fears, because what we're not aware of can sometimes accidentally be driving the bus of our life. And making decisions for us if we're not aware of that. So I think the importance of bringing these fears to the surface and processing through them and working through them and at least acknowledging them and knowing exactly what they are so that they don't have an unintended amount of control over our lives and our decisions. Emotions are running high. So whatever they are, be they fear and anxiety, be they It's very obvious. Something you know how you feel. This isn't some sort of how you feel, and perhaps it is these fears. They're not some kind of back burner thing or like, oh, I have subconscious fears. These aren't subconscious fears. These are really obvious to you. And they're very clear. You don't have to do a lot of digging. You just need to do some work with them and really clearly understand them and maybe state them in very clear ways. And it could be a lot of different emotions too. So if you have anxiety, you know you have anxiety. There's not like, you don't need to do a lot of deep dives into like, why do I feel this weirdness? It's like, you know it. You know what your fears are, what your anxieties are. But there's also some intense emotions coming to the foreground here. Oh, this one's hard, actually. Look at how big these cards are. Like, I'm just stretched to my limit here. Gonna cut the deck and try to do it that way. All right. Oh. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this goddess's name. Worryuprenili. She's Aboriginal. We got a kangaroo here, I think, representing leaps forward, movement, leaps. Kangaroos are also very maternally like they're just a maternal symbol. Like the seahorse is a father symbol. The kangaroo to me is, even though there are those really buff kangaroos that look like they've been in the gym their whole lives, but just with the pouch and the big hips and the hoppers, kind of giant bunnies, really. Anyway, direction. So either receiving direction, getting direction, finding direction. There's wand energy here as far as like passion, spirituality, a path forward. Remember last week we got like the goddess of the labyrinth or the maze? This seems sort of like the goddess of the way out. I mean, she was the goddess of the way out of the maze too, but there's something about passion, direction, knowing when to move on, knowing when to move forward. Knowing where to go next when a place is no longer right for you. Spiritual place, a creative place. All right, and Colette Baron Reed's latest deck, the Dream Weavers. I have a lot of fun playing with this deck. It was a great deck. Anything want to pop out, or should I just take? Well, maybe this is a direction you've been traveling in for a while, because we have the Age of Light. We've been training for this for lifetimes. Let your dreams be woven true. So this is a beautiful interconnection between the spirit realm and the earthly realm. Other people coming to assist. Having a vision and trusting that certain parts of that vision will slide into place. Like you've been training for something for lifetimes, right? You've been working on something for a while, and let your dreams be woven true has this: allow others to play their part, allow spirit to play its part, allow destiny to play its part. So it's like the moment when, well, you've had this dream, this vision, and this is something coming in that meets you there. That is part of that dream and vision, but isn't necessarily something you could have planned for, or you could have created, or you were 100% in charge of. So there's like a dream coming true, but this is the part in which yeah, you've wanted this, you've been heading in this direction, but you've needed outside sources to come in and provide some assistance. Not just assistance, but maybe the opportunities. You know, the next step forward. So there's an allowing of maybe even somebody else's vision to come in and meet with yours. It's where like the spiritual vision starts to manifest in reality. But it's this combination of imagination and reality, of imagination and real tangible opportunities. And there might be like, well, there has to be, like, if you're co-creating with someone, then their vision has to meet your vision, and you have to like kind of have a new vision together. So there's some flexibility involved there, because it's a meeting of the minds. It's seeing eye to eye with either somebody else who's bringing in a practical element to your vision, or you're bringing a practical element to somebody else's vision. So it's yeah, the working together of something, but there's an allowance. Let the universe provide something. Let the universe do something. Bring the right person. Bring the right opportunity to you. All right, and then here we have the tarot. Okay, underlying something you've been very protective of. Four of Pentacles, guarded energy here, very guarded energy, cautious, protective of something. Hey, Jack. Home fortress vibes here. Guarded, protected, secretive, secret perhaps. Past, present, inner landscape, what's the issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. All right, Jack just got the zoomies. All right, in the recent past, we have the Empress. So abundance, creating something. It's very similar to this Age of Light. It's very similar to this direction, which I also somehow got this. Direction can actually be physical direction, right? I was talking about my little national parks poster back here. And it can be travel too, right? She's journeying, she's setting a course for a new place, a direction. Anyway, yes. This Four of Pentacles, wow, my mind is just wanting to do everything at once. So this Four of Pentacles also has home, right? I was getting, it's got strong home vibes and home fortress, but there might also be a sense of having stayed home for a very long time, or having been at home for a very long time. And like needing this, like it's just juxtaposed with this like adventure, or, you know, travel, journey, setting a course, direction thing. So then we have this Empress card in the recent past. So this is the Mother card, which I got out of the kangaroo, oddly enough. She's got her little like marsupial pouch here, internalized marsupial pouch. It could be that you've been a mother, this has to do with your mother, but this also has to do with creation, right? And even projects, right, that we've been working on for a long time, 9 months, years, projects that we've been planning for, working towards, creating. The Empress is a very creative space. And with this Age of Light card, you've been creating something. And maybe your fear is that it's never going to happen. Then we have current situation is Six of Wands. This is victory winning card. Six of Wands is you win, everybody wins. Traveling, moving forward. This is such a, and the hummingbird is so, it's like a quick opportunity. Moving yourself forward, there's a lot of movement actually, and then with this direction card and movement card, there's a lot of movement. Anyway, there's been something that's been very fortunate for you, very perhaps lucky, perhaps you won something or you achieved something, and it benefits everybody. It benefits your community. It benefits everyone. When you win, everybody wins. But there is a sense of people riding your coattails, or, you know, people benefiting from your wins, and your opportunities, and taking these opportunities. And they might even be really quick. There might not be like a permanence to this victory, but everyone is certainly enjoying it, or at least benefiting from it, whether they acknowledge that or not. So from your wins, you have benefited other people, which is in line with this Empress vibe, actually, is creating something. And that mother, like, you know, whatever the mother has, whatever, you know, especially a new mother, whatever calories the mother has, she's sharing with her child. Whatever energy she has, she's giving to her child. So Six of Wands here is that you have like created something, you have given, and you've had, you know, the energy to give, or the resources to give, and to be part of a stronger, to create a stronger community, to create something. So the potential is being realized here in the Six of Wands current situation. And then we have your hopes, your dreams, your inner landscape, the Chariot. This Chariot moves slowly. This one is about slow and steady wins the race, progress being made. And so this is in your inner landscape. You'd really like to make some progress on something. Hold on. You'd like to make some progress. You'd like to move forward. You'd like to either move or go somewhere, perhaps. There's a sense of not being rash. Perhaps you'd like things to move faster as well than what they're moving, but they are moving slower. Yeah, she seems a little annoyed at the pace of things. She would definitely like, there's a destination, right? We have the direction, we have the destination here, visible, but it's just going to take some time to get there. And this is sort of what's on your mind, what you're thinking about. You may like taking it slow. You see more when you go slow. I just had an experience where I had to go much slower than I wanted to on a road, but it was the most beautiful road in the world. And I was like, this is somewhat of a blessing, to have to go this slowly and really take in these mountains, this river, everything. It was very beautiful, slow trip. So anyway, you might enjoy going slower, but, you know, have an open mind about it. It might be fun. But in this card specifically, we do see our destination. We do know where we're going. And this could be something that you know where you want to go, but everything's going much more slowly than you would like it to go, right? She is moving. She's got the parts to move, but this snail this is the slowest Chariot card I've ever worked with in my life. Oftentimes other Chariot cards come through as a time machine where you get in, and then, like, I guess like in a way, like planes and cars are in a way time machines too, because you get in them and then you get out and you're in a different place that would have taken you, you know, weeks to walk. So yeah, anyway, yeah, you're worried about the slow pace of something, and you'd like to go somewhere. You'd like to get moving. What's at issue here is Two of Wands. Not really seeing how this is all going to happen. Like, you've got direction, you've got a direction you've been heading in for a while, but you just don't see how you even get there, which is why this card is so important, because this card is saying there are external things that need to come in to assist. you don't see how you're going to get there. It seems too far, too distant. I wouldn't say you lack faith. Faith might be the only thing you can have in this situation because the rest of it seems impossible. So there's not like really clear next steps or really clear on how this is all going to happen and how this goes forward, how you do this. It's just not, there's no practical steps that are really obvious about this, about what to do next. So yeah, if you have faith, you might not have the logic or the plan, but you might have some faith. You know where you, right? She knows where she wants to go. She's seeing the place she wants to go, but because it's in reverse, she can't, it seems difficult to get there. But the Two of Wands is a very practical card. And so maybe you're just not seeing the practical steps towards this thing you've been wanting for a while now. In your environment, you have 10 of Cups. This is happiness with other people. Other people are very happy with you. I love this rainbow, right? Because that's always historically a promise of things not being, the storm clearing, things not being as bad anymore. So there's something in your environment where there's like peace. It could be a group that's achieved some level of peace after a difficult time. Could be family that you've had some peace with after a difficult time. So there's sort of the rewards after difficulty, or the peace after difficulty. It's a moment, but the 10 of Cups is always about togetherness. It's always about, and this is emotional peace, spiritual peace, peace of mind. There's a sense of accomplishment where, okay, we made it through that and now we're on the other side and this feels really good. So there's some really good feels in your environment, some really good energy in your environment. We had a bunch of difficult readings a while ago, so that seems really great, this 10 of Cups. You're still pretty guarded. You definitely felt like you needed to go down under lock and key here and lock down good boundaries. The Four of Pentacles underlying this whole thing is about good boundaries. And, you know, it's interesting because when there's peace and joy and harmony in a situation, do you keep the boundaries up or do you take them down, right? Because if you take the boundaries down and it goes back to the way it was, it's just sort of like, when do we unlock? When do we take ourselves out of lockdown? Or when do we unlock things? Or when do we release the boundaries? Because there are some people where you just can't ever not have boundaries. They may be in a good mood one day, but that's it. It's their mood. It's their day. It has nothing to do with the stability of the relationship as it moves forward or anything like that. It's not a turning point. It's just they're having a good day. So with those people, you don't take your boundaries down. You're just still like, okay, well, we'll just not have bad things today. That's great. I appreciate that, but it's still protected. Actually, that's really funny because that's where we go next with 9 of Wands. Wounded warrior, continuing on with something, but I do think there's a sense of needing even more than ever to protect yourself and your energy because there are so many wounds. You are tired, and this is keep going, keep fighting, right? You have this direction, you have this vision, and your job right now is to keep moving forward with it, even if it's slow, even if it's confusing, apparently. Is to keep taking the next step and the next step. You're not abandoning anything, right? This age of light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Like 9 of Wands, you're feeling it. Yeah, I've been training for this for lifetimes. I'm tired of training for it. I'm going to need this to come to something someday or do something. I'm going to need to win this war at some point, this battle. So that's really funny because that's what I was sort of feeling with the Age of Light. Like, there's this implication when we're in our optimistic state to be like, oh, I've been training for this for lifetimes. But there's no, it's just like, yeah, keep training. And with this Nine of Wands cards, it's just like, yeah, you definitely feeling that. 9 lives, actually, you've been training for this. You feel it too. And then the Nine of Wands, you feel it. You feel the wounds that you have experienced. You feel the longevity of this path, of this project. You're feeling it and you're continuing on with something. This is a don't quit. Nine of Wands is a don't quit now energy. Oh, but this is interesting. I didn't even register this. We have 10 of Wands coming next. We have, again, a lot of Wands here. Just like last week, 4 Wands. We've got, so this is some sort of creative project, some sort of spiritual project, some sort of, some inspiration, a spark, an inspiring project. It could be a hobby, not necessarily work, but it could be something very creative that you do. It could be, if you do creative work, it could be that too. Yeah, and then we also with direction, she just clearly, very clearly has Wands passion energy. So this could be a passion project that you've been doing, but maybe secretly, guardedly. You've been very guarded about it, which seems appropriate. But there's fears about it. So maybe the guardedness is about fears that you have about maybe sharing this, maybe talking about it, maybe opening up about something. But this Nine of Wands is keep going, keep sticking with your passion projects, keep doing it. It's not time to quit yet. The time to quit is coming. I don't know how soon. But 10 of Wands is don't worry about it anymore. Burdens being taken from you, being relieved of a burden, not needing to carry something anymore. She's taking one last flower. But these ones need to go. It's been heavy. There's something that's weighed you down and been heavy, but there's a sense of you're not going to have to worry about it. So I love how we go from 9 of Wands, which is where you are right now, 10 of Wands. So it's interesting. The 6 of Wands feels like you've won something, but at a cost. And then this 10 of Wands is, yeah, it will come to an end. This struggle will come to an end. Something, you will get what it is you came for, and you will not need to carry all the stuff that brought you here. Like, it's like you're on a backpacking trip, and you're going from here to there, and you have to carry this backpack the whole way. And once you get there, you achieve what you want, and you can put the backpack down, and you don't need to carry this anymore because you're where you need to be. So you get to the place where you can put your burdens down, where you can relax, especially with this guarded energy here. You're coming to a place where you can rest, where you can relax, where you can put the burden down. But there's a bit more struggle yet to go. Should it have been over by now? Probably. But there's a bit more of a struggle to go. And then you get to 10 of Wands. So this will not be a struggle forever, right? So 10 of Wands, I mean, it's only over because you get there. It's not over because you quit. It's over because you get somewhere that you wanted to go, that you've been working towards for a while. Yeah, it's the 10 of Wands is arriving somewhere where you don't need to worry about something anymore. And with this slow chariot, yeah, we've had this destination here. We've had this destination. You do feel like you've been training for this for lifetimes. There's a sense here with this 10 of Wands that you're going to get someplace where you don't need to worry about a certain thing anymore. It's no longer going to be a big concern of yours. But for now, it still is. All right, here we have Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. This is beautiful mixed with this. Something that you need being provided to you, being yeah, I want to say too, this Ten of Wands, it's not like it's been a terrible journey. It's like, it's not time to let go of something right now, but it will be time to let go of something that's just outlived its usefulness. It's worn out. You've arrived at the place you don't need to have this thing anymore, because there's a sense of arriving someplace. This is reminding me of a car, of my car, that did break down in the mountains, and I did have to limp it to the closest small town, which somehow, unbelievably miraculously, had the part I needed. It was a huge part, it was an unusual part, and I don't know why they had it, but it just seemed to me like a sign, like, okay, this is too much of a synchronicity to be like, okay, I'm just gonna leave this car here. So we fixed it. And this, if we're using this as a metaphor, I'm still gonna drive this car, right? But I'm not going to drive it forever. There will come a time when it's time to let go of that car. And it's been a beautiful, lovely, amazing, reliable vehicle. I couldn't have asked for better. It has met every single one of my needs. I've never needed, it's just been a beautiful, wonderful, lovely car, but it will have its end. It's not right now because I just put some money into it and we're going to get that out of it, but it will be happening. And so that's what this reminds me of, is like, yeah, right now isn't the time to drop something. So I'm actually seeing this in two ways. Either you get somewhere where you don't have to worry, like, is this ever going to happen for me? Am I ever going to be able to do this or achieve this goal? Like, it almost seems like there's a goal and you're wondering if you're ever going to achieve it. And it seems to be taking a long time. And then once you do achieve the goal, all of these worries and fears and these burdens fall away. Like, there's this Ten of Wands, which often comes to me, depending on the deck, as don't worry about it anymore. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You don't have to worry about this ever, the results or what's ever going to happen with this. You have to keep going right now. But it also is like something outliving its usefulness and just not being able, and just, it will end. But it's not going to end disastrously with this Ten of Wands. Not going to end disastrously. So, but you're there for the time being. You're still where you're at, which could be a difficult place of striving, keeping faith, because you don't know how something's going to happen. So you still have to keep the faith, because that's all you got here in this situation. Keep going with it, but it will come to an end. So there's kind of two different ways I'm seeing it. So anyway, Buffalo Spirit, universe will provide. I love this. Let your dreams be woven true. Let something else come in for you. Is what it's like, you having a vision, seeing something, wanting something, having a direction, and the universe meeting you halfway, or at least providing something for you. So we have Electric Eel Spirit, bring your ideas to life. Oh my gosh, this is it too. Bringing your ideas to life and trusting and knowing that opportunities and what you need is going to be there, to show up, either because another person shows up or because the universe often works through other people. But bringing your ideas to life. So that is just so in line with everything, the training for this for lifetimes, the keep going, keep bringing your ideas to life. And the Electric Eel Spirit, that is wand energy. That is that spark of life, that inspiration, that creativity, that the electricity in the eel, like, that is Frankenstein finally bringing his monster to life. That's the life force. So those are two just really beautiful cards. And actually, look at this like earth energy down here, right? With the tree and the brown buffalo, and then this like high vibe, high energy, this energy right here in the electric eel spirit, the blue, the energy meeting the physical. Very cool. All right, and then one final word from the wild Kuan Yin. Ooh, it's a little book there, but we're gonna put that back. All right. So you are one of a kind, your own path. Oh, this is cool. We've got the Chariot, we've got direction, we've got path energy here. It will never be exactly the same as anyone else's. The type of frequency you hold is as individual as your fingerprint. That uniqueness cannot ever be taken from you, co-opted by another, or compromised in any way. Relish your uniqueness and share it lovingly, freely, joyfully with the world. So not trying to fit in, stepping out onto your unique path. And then this one too has the sense of being protected, of being looked after, being looked out for. And with the railroad tracks here, that always, in this deck, it talks to me about direction and going somewhere, the path, really, stepping onto your path. But there's a lot of like protection, people looking out for you, people looking out for your best interests. So cool. It's your unique path though. So don't forget that. Don't try to follow anybody else's path. All right. I want to say I love you. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.